sex with Raniel first, and I used unprotected sex with Raniel, and I used protected sex with the other boy. But
Your Honor, she's lying. The boy told me that he had unprotected sex with Demiriel several times because he do not like to use protection.
The wife, Ms. Reed, is dragging her husband's mistress, Ms. Austin, to court not just for a DNA test, but also suing her for $5,000 for wrecking her home.
Ms. Reed, you are demanding that Ms. Austin have a paternity test administered on her child. Being the DNA test will prove that your husband is not her baby's father. Additionally, you are suing his mistress, Ms. Austin, in the amount of $5,000 for alienation of affections.
The mistress's ice-cold defense. The wife needs to pay her own bills, and the husband only cheated because his wife wasn't taking care of the home right.
Ms. Austin, you say you are here today to defend your reputation and prove that Mr. Wallace is the father of your child. You argue that you do not owe Ms. Reed anything, and she needs to move on with her life, pay her own bill.
The wife found out about the affair right after she came home from the hospital from giving birth to their second child. She answered his phone, and the mistress chirped, "I'm Raniel's girlfriend."
Ms. Reed, how did you find out about Ms. Austin?
Your Honor, I found out about Mrs. Austin. One day I came in from the hospital from having my second child, and Raniel's phone rang, and I just so happened to answer the phone. And Mrs. Austin, she said, "I'm Raniel's girlfriend."
Plot twist. The other potential father of the mistress's baby is actually the wife's ex-boyfriend, who the mistress is now casually dating. This web is tangled.
Your Honor, how is he the father of her child when there was another man involved?
my ex-boyfriend, the ones who she go with down. I don't know if they go together.
Oh,
but
wait now. Say that again.
yes, the man that's the other person who they say that is my daughter Muriel's father, her man, then my ex, who that she is dating now.
The mistress, Ms. Austin, proudly admits she started hooking up with the wife's ex purely as a calculated act of revenge to hurt both her and her cheating lover, Mr. Wallace.
I can explain that situation. Out of revenge. At the time, Raniel was cheating on me with her. So I noticed that Demiriel was messaging a boy up on Facebook telling him how she missed him. So how about I get revenge on Raniel and talk to her boyfriend? Yes, I did it to hurt Raniel and I did it to hurt her. And so Raniel, see, it's not okay to cheat on someone and misuse them and tell them you love them, and that's not what you do to someone you love. Cheat on them and you don't misuse them.
Enter the remorseless Casanova himself, Mr. Wallace. He smugly admits to cheating on his wife simply because he was bored in my marriage and has absolutely zero regrets.
You married to Ms. Reed,
Yes.
but you were sleeping with Ms. Austin.
Yes.
You had a baby with Ms. Reed.
3.
You might have a baby with Ms. Austin.
Allegedly.
You busy. You just standing there, Mr. Wallace, like you don't have a piece of remorse in the world. Now, you don't?
No, ma'am.
The condom story is a mess. The mistress says she used protection with the other guy, but the wife claims the other guy told her they had unprotected encounters several times.
I had sex with Raniel first, and I used unprotected sex with Raniel, and I used protected sex with the other boy. But
Your Honor, she's lying. The boy told me that he had unprotected sex with Demiriel several times because he do not like to use protection.
When the judge asks the mistress who she wants the baby's father to be, the cheating husband or her new boyfriend, she just laughs and can't answer.
Who, baby, do you want it to be? Your husband
No, Your Honor.
or your boyfriend?
I'd rather for...
Just when you thought it couldn't get messier, another woman, Kendrelyn Roberts, takes the stand, claiming she also has a 5-month-old baby by the very busy Mr. Wallace.
I also have found my old child by Mr. Wallace that he claims he's not father of.
After the wife's $5,000 lawsuit against the mistress gets dramatically tossed by the judge, the DNA results for mistress number 1 Ms. Austin's baby are finally here.
You have a suit where you are suing Ms. Austin for alienation of affection for the amount of $5,000.
Correct.
Sue for alienation of affection, you have to prove that this woman, young woman, planned to destroy your marriage. I don't see that. It was his free will that started this affair. Are we clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
My judgment is for the defendant.
The courtroom waits for the verdict. With a wife, a mistress, another mistress, and another potential dad in the mix, who is the actual father of this baby?
Comes to baby Demiriel, Mr. Wallace. You are her father.
Told you, dummy.
So you were intimate with Mr. Fernandez on the 1st?
Yes, the 31st, the 1st. Then we got into it. He cheated on me on the 2nd, unlike sex. And then I went out with my friend and did what I did.
The 6th, the 7th, and the 8th?
Yes.
Which is during the window of conception?
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you intimate with other guy when you all fell out?
Like January 5th.
Well, that's the same week.
But he cheated on me on January 2nd.
This man is so furious with his cheating fiancée, he pawned her engagement ring and is now suing her for the $300 loss.
You claim you found evidence that she cheated and another man may have fathered your little girl, Divine. Now, you called off the wedding, pawned the ring, and lost $300.
Her defense for cheating? Oh, he was already a cheater when they met, and she only did it for revenge after smelling another woman all over him.
When we first got together, he already had a girlfriend, so he already was a cheater in the beginning. He cheated with...
I cheated. Why are we here? I didn't cheat. Okay. Why are we here right now?
You did cheat, and that's exactly why I cheated. He comes over, he say he was at the house seeing baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come in, I kiss him, I smell it. Start kissing him all over. Because I'm like, okay, but I really was smelling him. That's what I was doing.
How did he bust her? He proudly admits he's a big snooper, went through her phone, and found scandalous pics of her with a Gucci Mane-looking guy.
I found out it took weeks of me pressing it out of her. When I came home, it was just me and her there one day. I see her phone. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a big snooper. So I grabbed the phone. I paid for the phone, but look, I'm a big snooper. I grabbed the phone.
Put on to make you a
I grabbed the phone, I look through it, I see her hugged up with a guy, some Gucci man looking guy. I don't think he's black, just, hey, who is this?
The condom allergy bombshell. He claims they never used protection because she told him she was allergic to latex. Is this her wildest lie yet?
I kept asking her, it was several arguments.
And I wore a condom.
You allergic to condoms, right? But you allergic to it?
But I didn't know him.
So you're gonna eat some food that you allergic to it. But you ain't know him. You ain't know him.
So wait a
minute, you allergic
Mr.
to it.
Fernandez, you're saying Butler is allergic to...
She's allergic to condoms, Your Honor. We never use them. I wasn't even aware of this, because we never use condoms.
To the latex material.
To the latex material.
Busted. Under oath, Ms. Butler shamefully admits she is not allergic to latex and lied to Mr. Fernandez just so they wouldn't have to use protection.
Yeah.
Are you or are you not allergic to latex?
No.
Recent. So that was a lie.
That's why we're here, Your Honor, because she's a liar.
No.
She's a liar.
I'm not a liar.
And
I
need
use
to
the
know
condom.
that's my daughter.
I use the condom.
So you're not actually allergic to latex?
No, I'm not.
Her own calendar of chaos proves she was intimate with her revenge fling and Mr. Fernandez in the very same week, splitting the conception window wide open.
So you were intimate with Mr. Fernandez on the 1st?
Yes, the 31st, the 1st. Then we got into it. He cheated on me on the 2nd, unlike sex. And then I went out with my friend and did what I did.
The 6th, the 7th, and the 8th?
Yeah.
Which is during the window of conception?
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you intimate with other guy when you all fell out?
Like January 5th.
Well, that's the same week.
But he cheated on me on January 2nd.
The great look-alike debate rages on. She swears baby Divine is his spitting image. He viciously fires back, "No, she don't. She looks like Gucci Mane."
When I was a newborn and her as a newborn, at the time that I felt, we looked alike.
All right.
Y'all look alike right now. What
Okay, do you have those photos?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Fernandez is a child and Divine is a baby, and you say there's no resemblance.
But as she got older,
Look at the eyebrows. Look at the eyes. Look at the nose.
Your Honor, as she
Look
got
at the
older,
lips.
the baby don't look like me. She looks like Gucci Man.
No, she don't.
She looked like the guy that was in that picture.
She admits that in a fit of rage, she spitefully told him, "Yeah, it's not your baby." A comment Judge Lake warns you can never, ever take back.
She told me the baby wasn't.
So, and you, because you always say it's not yours.
Oh,
So,
hold on.
we got an argument.
Let me get to that. What did she say?
She say, when the baby did get conceived,
Okay,
we
because you
was in the
always
home,
throwing
we
it
had
in
an
my
argument,
face.
and I went to take the daughter out.
It's
I'm
Gucci
gonna
Man
take her,
baby.
leave. That's
So
not your
first
baby.
one day I'm gonna say,
What?
yeah, it's Gucci Man
Hold
baby,
on.
because that's
What you
all
mean
you
it's not my
say.
baby?
I don't want to keep hearing it's Gucci Man baby. So, of course, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's not your baby.
Despite all the gut-wrenching chaos, he tearfully reveals he has baby Divine's name tattooed on him because he loves her so much and just needs the truth.
I still try to be close and bond with baby. I got her name tattooed on me.
So you
Okay, but
all
you
that.
stand off though. Every time you get an attitude.
That this bothers you.
Yes, it bothers me a lot, Your Honor. Every day I think about it. From work, home, to everywhere. I just think about it. It's on my mind. I love her. I do love that little girl, you know?
Good.
I just need to know. I need to know.
The courtroom is on pins and needles. Is this man who pawned the ring about to get his heart broken, or is he actually the father of the Gucci Mane baby?
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Fernandez, you are her father.
I told you. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm going by the date. I had my due date was January 14th.
Okay.
I had him January 8th. I had sex with Mr. Johnson April 23rd. And May 3rd is just too close.
This teen mom, Ms. Short, is dragging her first love, Mr. Johnson, to court, demanding he step up for their son Jabari after leaving her to struggle alone.
Ms. Short, you and your mother opened your case today because your first love, the defendant, fathered your 21-month-old son, Jabari. You are a single teenage mother who needs help, and you demand Mr. Johnson step up and be a father.
But wait. Ms. Short's own mother admits she knew all along. There was a possibility he may not be the father, and even blocked Mr. Johnson from visiting.
I did stop him from coming over because I didn't want no feelings to get involved, like them to get attached if he wasn't the father, because she did tell them it's a possibility you may not be the father.
The drama ignited when Johnson saw another girl on Facebook and coldly told Short, "I don't want you, I want her." So what did she do next?
Me and Mr. Johnson had sex April 23rd. I seen him on Facebook with another female, and he was like, "I don't want you, I want her." He was talking about the other female. And I was like, he just left. He just left me.
A mere 10 days after he dumped her, Ms. Short had a revenge hookup with another guy because, as she put it, "Mr. Johnson don't care about me. Why not?"
After that happened, it was May 3rd. I went out to eat with some friends. And
Okay.
that night, I had met the other boy. And this is not my first time meeting him, but this the first time we ever had sex. I'm like, well, Mr. Johnson don't care about me, why not?
Mr. Johnson was away, whatever that means, and only found out she was pregnant 6 months later. Then his friends started spilling all the juicy tea about the other dude.
I found out she was pregnant 6 months into her pregnancy.
And were you informed that you were the biological father?
Yes, ma'am. She told my mom and dad she was pregnant and I could be the father. So at the time, I'm thinking that the baby's mine. At the end of the day, when I come home from being away, I got her friends coming to me, talking to me about the other dude.
The grandmas go to war. Johnson's mom says Short's mom banned her son from the house. Short's mom claims Johnson is a deadbeat who has babies for trophies.
She didn't come to the baby shower, bought the baby 1 box of Pampers. He bought the baby a small pack of Pampers. It's been a struggle. I've been raising him. I've been doing the best I can. It's very, very expensive. I guess he have babies for trophies. He don't pay child support for none of his kids.
And I didn't go for child
None
support.
of them.
So this has been very difficult on you.
Ms. Short tries to use her own due date math as proof, claiming her hookup with the other guy on May 3rd was just too close to her April encounter with Johnson.
I'm going by the date. My due date was January 14th.
Okay.
I had him January 8th. I had sex with Mr. Johnson April 23rd. And May 3rd is just too close.
Mr. Johnson was actually there for the baby's birth, but forgot his ID, so he conveniently couldn't sign the birth certificate. Is that the truth or the lamest excuse ever?
Mr. Johnson, were you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
No, Your Honor, I was finna, but I didn't have my ID at the time to sign the birth certificate.
And he wasn't gonna sign nothing until we found out the truth.
The ultimate bombshell reveal, Mr. Johnson, at just 20 years old, already has 4 other children, making little Jabari potentially his 5th. This kid is a baby-making machine.
Child, how many children do you have?
I have 4, with Jabari, I have 5 in all.
So you got 4 other children.
Yes, ma'am.
And Jabari would make 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I say
And you're
something?
20 years old?
The courtroom is on edge. Is 20-year-old Mr. Johnson about to become a confirmed father of 5, or is he finally off the hook for this one?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Johnson, you are the father. Was the time you went back with your ex anywhere near the window of conception?
Okay, so like when I left Robert and I went back to my ex, I had sex with him the same day I went back with him. And I didn't find out I was pregnant until a month later after that. But I had sex both of them on the same day.
After 30 long years of paternity chaos, Ms. Bolyjack is dragging Mr. Smith to court. Her mom, Ms. Common, swears he's the one, but he's not so sure.
Ms. Bolyjack, you and your mother recently appeared in court to help resolve a paternity dispute for your sister. This motivated you to get the answers you've desperately been searching for 3 decades. Your mother has always told you the defendant, Mr. Smith, is your biological father, and you hope today's results prove she's right.
Their so-called summer love ended, she claims, because other women literally wanted to fight her over Mr. Smith. Was he really that much of a prize?
So what was the nature of the relationship? Tell me. Well, you said it was summer love, Miss Common.
Yeah, but women kept coming up to me telling me that Rob was their man and wanted to fight me over Robert and stuff like that, so I left him.
But then the real tea spills. During their supposed summer love, Ms. Common was also still hooking up with her older, more responsible ex-boyfriend.
And I got with my older boyfriend, and I told him that he was...
First of all...
And I told him that that he was the father because he was much older and he was much responsible for taking care of her. But it is a possibility that he's the father.
Because at the time when it was summer love with Mr. Smith,
I was still going back to my ex.
After you got done with him because he was acting up.
Right.
When the summer love turned cold.
Mr. Smith scoffs at her summer love fairy tale, claiming they only had relations about 3 times before she disappeared. So which version is the real lie?
No, it wasn't like that. She lying.
What was it like? If I was horn, who was I horn with? Name one man I was with.
I only hit it a few times. For real. Only a few times.
Well, how many times did we have sex?
About 3 times.
I'm sorry.
About 3 times. That was it.
I just don't want to hear all that. Can we get back?
The one time Mr. Smith did reach out, he called a 12-year-old Lorraine, told her, "I'm your father," then gave her a phone number that was disconnected 2 days later.
Your Honor, I spoke with him once when I was 12. He called the phone. He told me that he was my father. So it's surprising today that he does not have any recollection or anything. When I spoke to him when I was 12, he told me he was my father. He gave me a phone number that I can contact him back on. 2 days later, I tried to contact him. The phone was disconnected.
His pathetic excuse for ghosting his alleged daughter for 30 agonizing years? It's the life I was living out there. I wasn't ready to step up to the plate.
Why did you disappear? Why? You had opportunity. She came to find you, to tell you. At 1. That would have been before Lorraine could remember all of this. Why? Why did you disappear?
It was, Your Honor, it's the life I was living out there, you know. I wasn't ready to step up to the plate and, have any kids.
The ultimate bombshell. Ms. Common finally admits the truth. She had unprotected relations with Mr. Smith and her ex-boyfriend on the exact same day.
Was the time you went back with your ex anywhere near the window of conception?
Okay, so like when I left Robert and I went back to my ex, I had sex with him the same day I went back with him. And I didn't find out I was pregnant until a month later after that. But I had sex both of them on the same day.
To make this mess even worse, Ms. Common confesses she initially told her ex-boyfriend that he was Lorraine's father, and he was actually there for the birth.
Did you tell the ex that he was father and that you were pregnant?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
So did he take care of Lorraine?
Yes, he did when she was a baby. Yes, he did. He went to the hospital with me. He was there for her.
The courtroom is on pins and needles. After a lifetime of uncertainty, is Lorraine about to find her dad? Or is her real father still out there somewhere?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Smith, you are not the father. I'm very sorry.
For one, when she got pregnant, I found out she was pregnant through a manager at the job. He called me in the office and told me she was pregnant. And I told him the same thing I'm telling her. It's not mine.
Ms. Cousin and her mama are here because Mr. Bell is a 2-timing liar who's denying baby Taquan now that his 6-year relationship has been exposed.
Ms. Cousin, you and your mother say you had no choice but to drag the defendant, Mr. Bell, into court today because you're fed up with his lies. He denies being the father of your 7-month-old son, Taquan, and has even gone to the extreme by block all contact.
Mama Sharonica's proof? She found lunch receipts with 2 combos on them. His pathetic excuse. If she's paying for it, of course I'm going to take the food.
You went out a whole weekend, yeah. And then not only that, y'all had lunch together.
Can she let her daughter talk?
She wasn't there. I go in her room, I found receipt with 2 combos on it. I asked her what the combos for. For him and her. At the end of the day.
2 combos
meal for lunch.
If she paying for it, of course I'm gonna take the food. She paying for it.
The mooching gets worse. Destiny claims she had to cut him off because she cannot pay his phone bill every time I get paid.
Every time I go out to get lunch, he right behind me. What you eating for lunch? Can you buy me something? Meet me downtown. Tell me I cannot pay his phone bill every time I get paid.
When she should have been.
Were you paying his phone bill?
Yes.
His sorry defense, it was just a one-time thing in a car. He says they were never really together because he had to go home to her, his actual girlfriend.
Now you say, yeah, you ate the food because she was buying it. You said, yeah, you slept with her.
Once.
It only takes once, you know that, right?
No.
And so what was the nature of the relationship in your mind?
We met at work. I only seen her outside of work maybe twice. We was never together because I had to go home to her. I was staying with her and my kid.
He claims he found out about the pregnancy from her manager at work. Is this the most bizarre way to get baby news? Or is he just a massive liar?
For one, when she got pregnant, I found out she was pregnant through a manager at the job. He called me in the office and told me she was pregnant. And I told him the same thing I'm telling her. It's not mine.
He swears she told him, "I don't want no baby by you anyway," as his proof. She screams back that he's a compulsive liar.
I told my manager, because that's the day that my back was hurt. She said,
And she
you could
told me
go.
the baby wasn't mine. I don't want
Why
no
is
baby by
you-
you anyway.
Wait, he just said that you told him the baby wasn't his.
He's a compulsive liar.
The girlfriend reveals how she busted him. A friend spotted his picture on Destiny's Instagram, where her gushing bio declared, "Oh, I love him, that's the one for me."
I was pregnant with our second daughter. I guess you could say a mutual friend happened to recognize Cortez on her page, like for his pictures and stuff like that. And he asked if Cortez and I were still together. And I was just like, of course. He gave me her name or whatever. I searched for her on Instagram. Of course I'm gonna search. I see Cortez is her profile picture. And I see her bio. She's like, "Oh, I love him. That's the one for me," and stuff like that. So I requested her.
Then Destiny messaged the girlfriend on Facebook, brazenly asking for his mom's phone number because "I have his baby over here." The sheer, unmitigated gall.
She messaged me on Facebook and she was like, "Do you have Cortez's mom number? Because I have his baby over here." At that point, I showed his mom. His mom was like, "Well, who is that?" I found out she was pregnant through the same person.
Judge Lake absolutely loses it, epically blasting Mr. Bell for his little attitude while mooching off a young woman, letting her buy you food and pay your phone bills.
Mr. Bell, I'm getting tired of your side talk, because I'm going to tell you what it looks like. Every time they go to testify, you talking over them, and only to me is that you don't want me to hear what they're saying because they're telling the truth. I'm about tired of this little attitude you got, because you got a nice girl. But you over there sniffing up at this little girl at work, letting her buy you food and pay your phone bill. Now you here in this courtroom. Don't be mad at nobody but yourself, baby. Nobody.
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Is this two-timing moocher about to be confirmed as the father, or will his long-term girlfriend get the last laugh?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Bell, you are the father.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
What is your side of this? Please stand, sir. Step up to the podium. Do you believe you are Elijah's father?
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'm biracial. My father's white, so
This grandma didn't just show up. She exploded in, suing for $1,000 because baby Elijah's too white. Is this a courtroom or a Klan rally with better lighting?
Ms. McBirth, you petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove your son, Kakitho Hughes, is not father of Ms. Jackson's 2-year-old son, Elijah Jackson. Furthermore, you're suing Ms. Jackson for $1,000 for defamation of character because you claim she posted comments on social media.
Grandma McBirth unleashes her unholy trinity of insults for Ms. Jackson. Trash, trouble, and trifler. Can a human being even survive such legendary, soul-crushing shade?
So, Ms. McBirth, why do you believe your son's not the father?
This woman is trouble. She is trouble with a capital T. She, as a matter of fact, I call her the 3 T's. Trash, trouble, and trifling. That's what she is.
Her evidence? Baby Elijah is white as snow, with 0 chocolate detected by her expert eye. Is this woman a geneticist?
A photo of your son and the child in question,
Right.
and you say the child looks nothing like your son.
That baby white as snow. There's no way that could be my grandchild or my son's baby. He has no features like none of us.
Then Auntie Terrell swoops in like a vulture, calling Ms. Jackson a vampire and a mere snack cake. Will the judge order a psych eval for this whole damn family?
This DNA right here has been in our life. She's never was a girlfriend. You are a vampire. You are just a fly-by-night. We didn't know anything about you. He's been in a relationship for 10 years.
In 10 years,
babies
He's been
by
in a relationship
another
for 2
woman,
years,
and
for 10
those
years.
are my grands.
10 years. So all she basically was for him was a snack cake on the side of his meal.
Thank
there was
you.
nothing more.
Thank you.
Auntie then accuses Ms. Jackson of a police-busted, wild, intimate party, complete with a live Ho in This House serenade. Is this paternity court or Mardi Gras gone wrong?
That's a lie.
First of all, she's a liar because you just had a wild party that got shut down by the police station last week.
Hello.
Oh, ma'am.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did.
Hoes in this
That
house.
is not
Yes, it is true. Why is your neighbors complaining about the sex that goes on in your
There was
household?
no sex going on.
Grandma actually admits her own son's a trifling disaster, but shrugs it off because he's my son. Will her hypocritical nonsense finally make Judge Lake's head explode?
Miss McBirth, I have to ask you, you're very tough on Miss Jackson. Do you have anything to say about your son's behavior?
My son, yeah, I know exactly what type of person he is. He just as trifling as she is. He's a handsome guy. He's my son, and I know what he do.
A photo of her son kissing Elijah makes Grandma gag, literally wanting to throw up. Can her stomach handle the truth bomb that's about to detonate?
When you look at this picture,
it makes me want to throw up.
It seems like your son is kissing the baby. It makes you want to throw
It makes me
up.
want to throw up because it's a
Why?
lie.
For your son to be kissing an innocent child?
Because it's not his.
It doesn't matter, really, if he's showing the child love.
It's not his.
Plot twist supreme. Alleged dad, Mr. Hughes calmly reveals he's biracial because his own father is white. Has Grandma's whole racist charade just spectacularly collapsed?
what is your side of this? Do you believe you are Elijah's father?
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'm biracial. My father's white, so.
Now it's Nosebridge Gate. Grandma swears her grandbabies are uniquely bridgeless, but Elijah dares to have one. Is this her smoking gun or just peak delusion?
You don't look like nobody
all
I know.
my grandbabies don't have a bridge on their nose. That little boy got a bridge. Grandchildren all look alike. Every last one.
All
of them.
his kids, all his
So
kids look
wait,
alike.
we're looking at the bridge of the nose.
Right.
And you're saying none of those match.
None of those match.
Little Elijah calls other men daddy. Mom blames tall, light-skinned guys in hats. Is this baby just easily bamboozled, or is there a secret daddy army out there?
It was about a month ago. I was coming home from work and I heard her tell another guy who was out in the parking lot. She told him, she said, Cash, come on with daddy. Come with daddy.
I've heard him call other dudes.
Go ahead, Trash. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
She makes it hard on herself, basically, because she throws a lot of doubts in the situation.
Were you having your son Elijah call someone else daddy?
No, ma'am.
The results drop, and Grandma and Auntie unleash a full-blown demonic courtroom meltdown, screaming, "The devil is alive!" What unspeakable horror did that envelope reveal?
And whether Mr. Hughes is the father, Mr. Hughes, you are Elijah's father.
That's a lie! That's a lie! That's a lie!
Yeah. Do you feel like the baby has a resemblance to you or your family? Are you concerned about that?
I feel like we have certain features, but you can't just base it all off look.
They have the same chin.
First piece is?
The chin. You see that chin? Look at their feet.
So you say their feet are alike?
Yeah.
They're back. After 2 chaotic court appearances, Mr. Wallace is here again, 2 of his baby mamas, Ms. Austin and Ms. Roberts, for another round of drama.
Ms. Austin, this is your 3rd time here in our courtroom with Mr. Wallace and Ms. Roberts. Previously, you were here because Mr. Wallace questioned the paternity of your other child, but now you find yourself in the same situation.
The baby making hasn't stopped. Ms. Austin is here for the paternity of her 2nd son with Wallace, and then reveals she's pregnant again with baby number 3.
Since the last time we was here, everything started out okay, but we all knew that wasn't gonna last long. Ranielle Wallace was still bouncing back from me and Kendrelyn. I had enrolled in school, but I never did go because I had got pregnant once again with Ranielle, and she got pregnant with her baby, with her son. And as you can see now, once again, I'm pregnant again with my 3rd baby.
So why does he still doubt her after all this time? He installed spyware on her phone and claims he caught her texting a bunch of different men.
Because she's very promiscuous. When we was together, I had installed, it was like spyware on her phone. They would duplicate her text messages and call log and send a copy to my email. And again, for about the 5th, 6th time, I called her texting different men.
Well, where your proof at? I never saw it.
All hell breaks loose in the courtroom. He calls her a slut. She calls him a cheater. And the 2 rival baby mamas get into a screaming match that ends with one being kicked out.
Cause that's what you do.
You and the Lord know you a slut.
No, you're
Hold on.
You're a slut.
I don't.
We are going to speak to women respectfully in the courtroom. You press yourself.
If I'm dead, so why you keep on sleeping with me? Why? Why? I'm pregnant again. Why?
Easy accent.
Say that about
All
her.
right.
Yeah.
The husband's ridiculous double standard is on full display. He freely admits that he can sleep around all he wants, but if she does, he absolutely will not tolerate it.
You would being promiscuous, and I'm not gonna tolerate that.
So basically, Mr. Wallace, you can sleep around, but your women can't.
Her proof that he's the dad this time? She brings in pictures comparing their baby's chin and even his feet to Mr. Wallace's.
Do you feel like the baby has a resemblance to you or your family? Are you concerned about that?
I feel like we have certain features, but you can't just base it all off look.
They have the same chin. You see that chin? Look at their feet.
So you say their feet are alike?
Yeah.
He compares her other lovers to a police lineup. He says just because someone in a lineup looks like the bad guy doesn't mean they did it.
It's just like you go to a police lineup, they put you in there with 6 other men who look just like you.
And you got picked out of it, so
you
he
can't
was
just
just
go off
like
looks.
you.
He completely loses his cool with the judge, accusing her of taking her side and threatening to walk out of the courtroom again, just like he did last time.
I'm just agitated.
You feel agitated?
Yes. Bull crap performance she put on. Well, I need to walk out.
Let's sit here and finish it.
Ranielle, don't walk out again. You can stand up here. Do not repeat the same mistake as last time. Stand up here.
You sitting up here, you taking her side.
Come on.
The courtroom waits for the verdict. Is this man who keeps having babies with 2 different women about to be confirmed as a dad yet again?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Wallace, you are Ranielle's father.
The other man that's in question was, if you recall earlier when I said I pulled up in the cab, that's one of the men that was on the step.
No, he wasn't.
When I left that Sunday, he was in the area. He was basically going in the house while I was coming out, leaving to go back to Philadelphia.
I didn't even meet him then.
This whole mess kicks off with a marriage dispute. Ms. Brown claims they were married, but when he asks for proof, she says, I ripped it up.
We were married. He lies, and he will lie and say that we wasn't, but we were. He lies about everything, Your Honor.
Who married us?
What paperwork? I ripped it up. I ripped it up.
What kind of marriage was it? She claims they got married over the phone before they even met in person, part of their religious belief.
We don't court. We meet, we get married. That's how it goes.
You can have intimacy with somebody.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to be married.
Yes, ma'am.
And was this before you actually met him in person?
Yes.
So you marry over the phone, which means you commit yourself to one another. This is not a legal marriage like we think about through the state.
His side of their first meeting is insane. He says he showed up to her apartment and she came out in a little shirt and some tights on, hiking them up and jiggling to seduce him.
We inboxed back and forth. She was living in a shelter at the time. She was about to move into her apartment. She said, come down so we can meet. When I walked in, she said, 2 minutes later, she comes out of the back. She no longer looks like a Muslim. She has on a little shirt and some tights on, and she's walking up the aisle, hiking them up like this, so I can see her private parts, okay?
In front of my kids.
He says after seeing her act like that, he gave up on marriage and just got a bottle of Henny because it was on and popping now. Their relationship lasted 48 hours.
But when I seen that, the only thing I could think about doing was going to get a bottle of Henny because it was on and popping now. There wasn't nothing else going on. I was not going to marry her.
You shut up.
Can I talk, Your Honor?
You go from meeting the Muslim woman of your dreams to a bottle of Henny and it's on and popping?
She was trying to get popped off. That's it. She gave me temptation.
But what we
all hiking up with the thing. Did I see that?
The conception window is a complete disaster. She admits she was with another man just 3 days before she found out she was pregnant.
6 weeks after.
6 weeks after. And how soon after that did you find out you were pregnant?
When I found out I was pregnant, I was 6 weeks and 3 days. I had sex with another man 3 days before I found out I was pregnant.
His proof it's not his? When he showed up for their 48-hour fling, he saw the other guy hanging out on her front steps.
Your Honor, the other man that's in question was, if you recall earlier when I said I pulled up in the cab, that's one of the men that was on the step.
No, he wasn't.
When I left that Sunday, he was in the area. He was basically going in the house while I was coming out, leaving to go back to Philadelphia.
I didn't even meet him then.
The other man is all over her Facebook in a family collage with the baby. Is he the real father? Or just the good guy stepfather who stepped up?
Lies.
When I call back, she says her boyfriend is here. The boyfriend is the man that she's talking about, which is the same man that's on her Facebook profile picture with the baby. Family collage
Your Honor.
of this same man. That's the reason I knew who this man was, is because I seen his face on Facebook in that family collage.
She makes the shocking accusation that he wished death on her child after he found out she was pregnant, a claim he denies.
Like she's the scum underneath her shoe. He wished death on my child. They're ugly.
What?
The damning text messages are revealed. He sent her messages calling her his beautiful wife and literally thanking her for carrying my child.
You submitted text messages that say the following. Mr. Shinoster says, good-looking husband, beautiful wife, was good-looking baby. I'm just saying I love you and thanks you. Ms. Brown, you respond, I love you too. Why are you thanking me? Laugh out loud. Mr. Shinoster says, for carrying my child.
His pathetic excuse for those lovey-dovey texts? He ridiculously claims that's how I talk. Judge Lake calls him out for being a liar, and he throws a tantrum.
I did entertain the thought of the baby being mine.
Entertain the thought?
I did entertain
Let me tell you something. That's not a thought. That's a message.
That is a thought, Your Honor. I'm gonna tell you, it is a thought, because I've seen...
No. We gonna stay on this point. Beautiful wife equals good-looking babies. That's some math we know about in this courtroom.
Judge Lake has the envelope that will settle it all. Is this 48-hour fling the father, or is it the other man who was on her steps and is now on her Facebook?
It has been determined by this court. To Shinoster, you are the father.
DNA right here has been in our life. She's never was a girlfriend. You are a vampire. You are just a fly-by-night. We didn't know anything about you. He's been in a relationship for 10 years.
In 10 years, baby.
He's been
by
in a relationship
another
for 2
woman,
years.
and
For 10
those
years.
are my grandchildren.
For 10 years. So all she basically was for him was a snack cake on the side of his meal. There was nothing more.
Thank you.
This grandma is starting major drama, suing the baby's mom for $1,000 because she says baby Elijah is too white to be her grandkid.
Ms. McBird, you petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove your son, Kakitho Hughes, is not father of Miss Jackson's 2-year-old son, Elijah Jackson. Furthermore, you're suing Miss Jackson for $1,000 for defamation of character because you claim she posted comments on social media claiming you and your family are deadbeat.
Grandma McBirth has a nickname for Ms. Jackson, calling her the 3 T's: trash, trouble, and trifling. How mean is that?
This woman is trouble. She is trouble with a capital T. She, as a matter of fact, I call her the 3 T's: trash, trouble, and trifling. That's what she is.
Her proof the baby isn't family? She says he's white as snow and has no chocolate in him. What is she even talking about?
A photo of your son and the child in question?
Right. That baby white as snow. There's no way that could be my grandchild or my son's baby. He has no features like none of us. Because he's all the white. He ain't got no black in him. Everything I see got powder puff on it. I don't see no chocolate nowhere, okay?
No, ma'am.
Then the aunt jumps in, calling Ms. Jackson a vampire and a snack cake on the side. This family is totally out of control.
DNA right here has been in our life. She's never was a girlfriend. You are a vampire. You are just a fly-by-night. We didn't know anything about you. He's been in a relationship for 10 years.
In 10 years?
Babies
he's been
by
in a relationship
another
for 2
woman,
years,
and
for 10
those
years.
are my grandchildren.
For 10 years. All she basically was for him was a snack cake on the side of his meal. There was nothing more.
The aunt claims Ms. Jackson just had a wild party that got shut down by the police, even singing "There's a hoe in this house" in court.
She's a liar because you just had a wild party that got shut down by the police station last week.
Hello?
Oh, ma'am.
Yes,
that
you
is
did.
not
Yes,
true.
you did. Yes, you
There's
did.
some hoes in this
That
house.
is not
Yes,
true.
it is true because why is your neighbors complaining about the sex that goes on in your household?
There was no sex going on.
Grandma even admits her own son is just as trifling as Ms. Jackson, but says, "He's my son, so it's okay." Does that make any sense?
Do you have anything to say about your son's behavior?
My son has, I know exactly what type of person he is. He just as trifling as she is. He's a handsome guy. He's my son, and I know what he do.
When a picture of her son kissing the baby is shown, the grandma says it makes her want to throw up. Is she for real?
So hold on one second. Just take a look at the monitor. When you look at this picture,
it makes me want to throw up.
It seems like your son is kissing the baby. It makes you want to throw up.
It makes me want to throw up.
Why? For your son to be kissing an innocent child?
Because it's not his.
It doesn't matter, really, if he's showing the child love.
Plot twist. The dad, Mr. Hughes, calmly says he's biracial because his own father is white. Did that just shut down Grandma's whole argument?
What is your side of this? Please stand, sir. Step up to the podium. Do you believe you are Elijah's father?
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'm biracial. My father's white, so
Now she's talking about the baby's nose. She says none of her other grandkids have a bridge on their nose, but this baby dares to have one.
You don't look like nobody I
all
know.
my grandbabies don't have a bridge on their nose. That little boy got a bridge. My grandchildren all look alike. Every last one.
All his kids look
So
alike.
wait, we're looking at the bridge of the nose.
Right.
The aunt says baby Elijah calls other guys daddy. The mom says it's only because he gets confused by tall guys with hats on.
I was coming home from work and I heard her tell another guy who was out in the parking lot. She told him, she said, "Cash, come on with daddy. Come with daddy."
I've heard him call other dudes daddy, though.
True.
She makes it hard on herself, basically, because she feels a lot of doubts in the situation.
So hold on. Were you having your son Elijah call someone else daddy?
No, ma'am.
The DNA results for the 2 white baby are here. Will Grandma's crazy theories about his looks be proven totally wrong by science?
And whether Mr. Hughes is the father, Mr. Hughes, you are Elijah's.
Probably when I was in high school, I got a message on MySpace from Lakeisha. Just a long little thing saying, "I think you're my stir," and I'm just like, who is this girl? I just thought she was crazy because...
This family affair is totally explosive. Mr. Griffin had a 2-year secret relationship with his wife's own stepsister, and he's sure their daughter Tykia is his.
Mr. Griffin, you were a married man who had a 2-year affair with your wife's stepsister, the defendant. You say that relationship produced a daughter, but Ms. Richmond claims you are not her daughter's biological father.
But the mother, Sheila, is now strangely claiming he's not the father, even though she admits she was with him constantly without protection.
Ms. Richmond, you admit to the affair with Mr. Griffin, but say you are positive the plaintiff is not your daughter's biological father, and you plan to prove that in court today. So for 2 years, you were sleeping with your wife's sister.
Yes.
Regularly. regularly?
Yes.
Often.
Without protection?
Without protection.
His only memory of meeting his so-called daughter, he held baby Tykia up to the light and declared, "Yeah, she could be mine." Then, total silence for 30 years.
As I remember, he said yes right off. He came over to my house and he picked her up and he went up on the stairs and he, put her up to the light and he said, "Yeah, she could be mine."
But wait, Mom Sheila admits she was sleeping with 2 other guys at the exact same time. This poor baby could belong to any one of 3 different men.
I did tell him that I was pregnant, but also I did tell him he was the father. But at the time, he also knew I was, with other people also, and he was a married man. So, and I'm sure he was with other people too. So I was with 2 other guys.
So you were admitting that during the window of conception, you were also sleeping with other men?
Yes, Your Honor.
So how did Tykia find out about her potential family? Mr. Griffin's other daughter found her name on child support papers and messaged her on MySpace saying, "I think you're my sister."
Probably when I was like in high school, I got a message on MySpace from Lakeisha. Just a long little thing saying, "I think you're my sister," and I'm just like, who is this girl? I just thought she was crazy because...
The mystery of the first DNA test is baffling. She says it proved he wasn't the dad. He says it proved he was, but the county has no record of him ever even taking it.
I'm getting ready to explain that to you, Your Honor. When I moved to Wisconsin with her when she was almost 2, and we took a paternity test at that time. I went on and did the child support, and she told me that, well, that proves that he's not the father. So do you have another name to give me?
So you were told he was not the father?
Yes,
all right.
The ultimate tragedy is revealed. Tykia's husband died in a drowning accident on the same day as a Griffin family wedding they decided not to attend.
One of the other sisters, Griffin sisters, her wedding, May 21st, 2011, and she invited me and my husband. I don't know, and then I talked to the other people, like my sister and my mom, they like, I don't think they're your family, so why would you go all the way to Michigan to a wedding? So we did not go, and that was the day he died.
The courtroom waits for the verdict. Is Mr. Griffin the dad, or is the mother about to reveal another name from her secret list of lovers?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Griffin, you are not her father. 32 years of thinking you were this woman's father.
Because I still believe that he is not hers. She was conceived in March 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. And at that time in March, I wasn't even with him.
Ms. Miller is trying to prove this super involved dad isn't the father and wants him totally out of the picture.
Ms. Miller, you're here to prove to your ex-boyfriend, Scotty Rasmussen, that he is not the father of your 3-year-old daughter, Zaylee Rasmussen. You claim you've been in an ongoing court battle over custody and have petitioned the court several times for a DNA test, all of which have been denied.
Why is she doing this? He says she hates me, admitting he totally cheated on her right when they were about to break up.
Why is Ms. Miller saying you're not Zaylee's father?
Your Honor, I believe it's just out of pure hatred.
You say she hates?
She hates.
Why does she hate you?
She hates me because at the end of the relationship, when things got rocky, I'll admit it, I did go to another woman.
But she says it's not about the cheating. She thinks he only wants to see his daughter so he can get a better deal on his taxes.
He says this is about visitation too. He loves daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
Her big proof he's not the dad? He was in Las Vegas when the baby was made, and she was busy with another guy.
Why is it you don't want him involved in this child's life?
Because I still believe that he is not hers. When she was conceived in March of 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. And at that time in March, I wasn't even with him.
But he says he had no idea about the other guy until 5 months after the baby was born, when she dropped the big news in court.
I believed I was, and still believe, I was the only biological father until about 5 or 6 months or so, give or take, after she was born. We were talking to the family court commissioner about custody and the things that go along with that, like where she'd be going to school, her doctor, and all that. Miss Miller brings it up. I could possibly not be the father because of another man that was involved.
His birth story is insane. He drove 45 miles through a foot of snow, beat her to the hospital, and told his boss, fire me to be there.
I was at my job as a cashier, said she was going into labor. My immediate supervisor said, hey, I gotta go, my girlfriend's in labor. And I drove about 45 miles through a winded, wooded road in Wisconsin in December, mind you, so it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I beat her to the hospital. Called my boss at work and said, hey, I gotta take some days off. I don't care, fire me or whatever, but I gotta stay here. My daughter's being born.
She says his awesome story is a total lie and that he just played on his computer in the corner, not even looking excited.
That's a lie. After she was born...
That was an amazing story. You say that was a lie?
Yes, it is. While I was in labor, he was sitting on one of those hospital cot beds on his computer in the corner, not paying attention to me, in his own little bubble.
Ms. Miller, that he was excited about this beautiful little girl being born?
I really didn't see much excitement.
You did?
No.
So why'd she let him sign the birth paper? They were engaged, but then his own friend told on him for cheating with a bunch of other girls.
You let him sign the birth certificate?
I gave my daughter my last name.
Because we were engaged, and I thought we were going to get married. I thought we were going to have a happy life, our daughter together, until about 3 months after she was born, one of his friends told me everything that he was doing throughout our entire relationship, cheating on me.
And the other possible dad? Ms. Miller says he's a total ghost who changed his number, moved away, and just vanished.
Where's this other possible father?
I'm not even quite sure. After we broke up, he changed his number, he moved, he pretty much disappeared. I have tried to find him, I have tried to get a hold of him, and I can't find him.
It's totally quiet as the judge reads the results for Zaley. Is this guy's amazing dad story about to have a super sad ending?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not father. So, Ms. Smith, who do you believe the father is?
I think it's her husband, Mr. McCrory.
No, it's not. You believe that the child's real biological father is her current husband, Mr. McCrory, and you believe this is a plot. This is a conspiracy between the two of them to try to get the survivor's benefits.
This wild case begins with Ms. McCrory trying to prove her daughter's dad is the deceased Mr. Bailey so she can collect his Social Security death benefits.
Ms. McCrory, you and your husband claim the defendant's ex-husband, Mr. Gino Bailey, who recently passed away, fathered your 3-year-old daughter, Nevaeh. You say you will return to court for your share of Social Security death benefits after...
But the dead man's ex-wife, Ms. Smith, says that's medically impossible. She claims he had a rare chromosome problem that made it super hard for him to have kids.
In your court papers, you also say that it is medically impossible for Ms. McCrory's child to be your sibling.
He had a medical condition that was to do with the XY chromosome. If he had gotten someone pregnant, it could end up as a miscarriage.
Ms. McCrory's proof he's the one? She remembers their night together in great detail, right down to the brown sheets with flowers, where they did it 3 times.
And there was no one else in the picture. Do you remember the night you believe conceived?
Yes. I mean, it was brown sheets with flowers and everything, and we did it like all night long, 3 times.
But then she turns around and calls the deceased a male whore and a male gigolo, even claiming another woman out there also has his secret love child.
That's when you found out you were pregnant and informed.
Yeah, after we kind of like drifted apart because I wasn't gonna be with a male whore. I'm sorry to say it that way, but that's what he was.
And one of his relatives even said growing up they called him male gigolo, and there's even another child saying that he's her father out there.
The ex-wife's bombshell theory is a shocker. She thinks the real father is Ms. McCrory's current husband, and this is all a sick plot to get the dead man's money.
So, Ms. Smith, who do you believe the father is?
I think it's her husband, Mr. McCrory.
No, it's not.
You believe that the child's real biological father is her current husband, Mr. McCrory, and you believe this is a plot. This is a conspiracy between the two of them to try to get the survivor's benefit.
It turns out the husband's name is on the birth certificate. He says he only signed it and stepped up to be the dad because the deceased didn't want to.
Ms. McCrory, who's on the birth certificate?
My husband.
I took responsibility because he didn't want to.
You're not his one and only. He said that. I don't want to be involved because my daughter's gonna be 18. I don't have to pay child support.
He had to pay child support till she was, no, it was 21.
Well, that's what he told me.
Child's name, Nevaeh McCrory, and father's name is listed as Keith McCrory. Now, Mr. McCrory, you said you stepped up.
Yeah.
Obviously.
The husband even claims the dead man admitted Nevaeh had his eyes and his face. So why is the ex-wife fighting so hard against it?
Ms. McCrory, or you all were dating?
We were dating. He knew that he was the father because there was several times I met him in a drugstore and ran into him, and he's sitting there saying, "Oh, she's got my eyes," and smirking at me. "Oh, she's got my fangs. She looks just like me." And
the Facebook war is exposed. The McCrorys admit to posting nasty, passive-aggressive messages on a memorial page for the deceased man, just to harass his family.
They decided to go onto the memorial page, message the administrators, is me, myself, and my son-in-law. This is just some of the stuff that they text or wrote to me.
You did for your dad. dad once he passed away. And then you got messages that said from the McCrorys, listen, not daddy's only little girl, newsflash.
Mr. McCrory confesses he posted the shady messages to get back at them for how they treated his wife. This family is a total mess.
We've been harassed for years. She would make fake profiles of my wife and my stepdaughter.
So in other words, doing this to get back at her.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get angry.
Right, so don't testify in the beginning that you were doing it because you were so happy for her to meet her little sister. That's a lie.
First up to bat is the husband. After all the lies and Facebook fights, the DNA test for Mr. McCrory is here. Is he the father he's been raising?
It has been determined by this court, Mr. McCrory, you are not the father.
Thank you.
Told you.
Now for the deceased, Mr. Bailey. Is he the father from beyond the grave? Or does Ms. McCrory have another secret lover she's not telling us about?
It has been determined by this court that Nevaeh McCrory and Sierra Marie Mento are not related.
Yes.
Told you.
Yes, told you.
He's too light for one. You know, the ginger hair and then like the way his head is shaped. And what I'm showing, the way my head is built with like a roller coaster. You know, it has a lump in the middle. You know, most of my kids, they have it. All of them. As you can see, mine is the same way. As for little Daryl, his head is more flat and his hair is ginger, like a reddish hair. I've never had that in my family.
This grieving couple's marriage is crumbling. Mr. Wells denies their 2 living children because of rumors and his own wild theories, while they should be mourning their deceased son.
Mrs. McDaniel, you opened your case today in hope of salvaging your marriage with the defendant. You claim you two have suffered a great loss and should be grieving, but instead, due to rumors, your husband is denying your 2-year-old daughter, Ava Wells, and 18-month-old son, Daryl Wells.
Their meet cute is one for the history books. He actually sent his 5-year-old nephew over as a tiny wingman to get Ms. McDaniel's phone number for him.
We met, he was with his sister, and it was at a convention center, and he tried to get his 5-year-old to give me his number, and I was like, no, you asked.
A 5-year-old?
He called me friend.
It was my nephew. I seen that she spoke with my sister and them, so my nephew knew her, so I asked my nephew to go.
Your nephew was 5?
Yeah, at the time, he was 5.
So
My
he would
sister,
call me, hey friend, and I'd be like, hey friend, you know.
I sent my nephew over to ask for her phone number.
His doubt was originally sparked by his meddling ex-girlfriend, who called him out of the blue to warn him his new wife was a thought and the baby wasn't his.
You've heard rumors that your wife is with someone else.
That my kids belong to somebody else.
And who told you that?
My ex. She was like that Megan is the thought of the place where they work at.
But this is your wife she's talking about.
Yes, yes.
So she just decides she's gonna call you out the blue and tell you your wife is a thought.
His suspicion exploded after seeing her at a club where another man stuck his whole hand up her dress and he was smacking her butt.
But he might be thinking of this time we went to a club. This is another reason he probably, don't think it's his kids, because I was in a club with my friend and I was dancing on my friend. The guy spanked me.
And so, Mr. Wells, you saw this happen?
Yes. But the guy, as he starts dancing and twerking, he stuck his whole hand up her dress and he was smacking her butt.
In a moment of pure cruelty, he admits he has told their 2-year-old daughter, Ava, I ain't your daddy, and then tried to lamely claim it was just a joke.
He has told my daughter, I'm not your daddy, go find your daddy.
What?
I did not say that.
Mr. Wells, what did you say?
I probably told him, like, I ain't your daddy. Like, meaning today. Just a joke, though. I just playing with him.
No, that's not a joke. Because if you were playing, you wouldn't be in this courtroom.
The mystery deepens. The birth certificate for their son, Daryl, is suspiciously missing Mr. Wells' name, even though they were married when he was born.
Clearly see, I'm labeled as Ava's father. I'm not on the birth certificate of him.
But you two were married at the time.
Yes, and he was there for the delivery. He was the only one in the delivery room.
Why leave his name off of this birth certificate?
I don't know, Your Honor. I mean, I can't sign it. Obviously, he didn't. That's the proof.
So, Mr. Wells, you feel like there's some part of this that was intentional on your wife's part?
Yes.
He even shamefully calls his 18-month-old son his little white boy because the baby has ginger hair and is too light.
And then it's his skin tone. He got ginger hair and he's too light.
Well, I mean,
now,
his mother is white now.
I mean, but
Your Honor, he calls him white boy. That's not acceptable.
He calls him what?
White boy, and that's not acceptable.
I call him my little white boy.
The most bizarre proof ever. He presents a courtroom exhibit claiming he has a roller coaster head. All his other 5 kids have it, but Daryl's head is suspiciously flat.
He's too light for one. The ginger hair and then like the way his head is shaped. And what I'm showing, the way my head is built with like a roller coaster. You know, it has a lump in the middle. You know, most of my kids, they have it. All of them. As you can see, mine is the same way. As for little Durrell, his head is more flat and his hair is ginger, like a reddish hair. I've never had that in my family.
Despite his unhinged theories and hurtful jokes, he tearfully admits he loves these kids deeply and wishes nothing more than for them to be biologically his.
Mr. Wells, I can see that this makes you very emotional.
Yes, it does.
What are you feeling in this moment?
It's unexplainable. I feel lost, especially without that little boy. I wish that these kids be mine. You know, I want nothing more than that. Even though I do say my little joke names to them, believe me, I love them.
Well, I'm hard on you because children are precious beings.
The courtroom waits for the final verdict. Will this man's wacky genetic theories be proven right, or is he about to get the shock of his life twice?
It has been determined by this court. Wells, you are the father.
When I had gotten pregnant, we were separated. He was with another lady. So every time he comes over, he don't know how to keep his hands to himself. Even if I'm in a relationship, he still does it. As soon as my friend turns his back, he touching on. And I tell him, you know, don't do that. But while I'm separated, I do love him with all my heart. Everything in me loves him.
Mr. McCarroll came over and touched you, and then you got pregnant.
Ms. Bryson is here to prove Mr. McCarroll is her son, Zylan's dad. But he's 100% sure he's not and wants his last name taken off the baby ASAP.
Ms. Bryson, you have dragged the defendant, your ex-boyfriend, Mr. McCarroll, into court today because although you admit to having sex with more than one man, you are here with that Mr. McCarroll is the father of your 18-month-old son, Zylan McCarroll.
She claims their entire relationship failed because he has whorish ways and is always cheating. He just claims he was trying to avoid this exact paternity drama.
We're not working on getting anything back in track because Mr. McCarroll, he has whorish ways. He wants me to be a whore like he is, and I'm not that type of person.
Mr. McCarroll, you want her to be a whore like you are?
No, Your Honor. I have no idea where Ms. Bryson gets that from.
Are you just trying to say he cheats on you a lot?
Yes, every time we're together, he cheats. I wanted us to get married.
Her proof he's a cheater? Anytime he doesn't immediately answer his phone, there is the woman involved, and she even swears his best friend helps him cheat.
I called him, he didn't answer, and I know him. Anytime he don't answer the phone, it's a woman involved. And sure enough, it was. His friend, his best friend still to this day, they cheat together. They do everything together, okay?
His bizarre defense for being shady? She got mad at him for being too quiet while he was downstairs trying to read a Rick James autobiography.
I was reading, I believe it was Rick James autobiography some years ago. As you can imagine, that is a very interesting book. She upstairs with the baby. I'm downstairs because I'm trying to read the baby. Crying and whatnot.
I finished the story.
I'm reading the book. She come downstairs huffing and puffing. I've been downstairs too long. I'm too quiet.
The messy conception story. They were separated, and she was with a new man. But McCarroll came over to get his hair braided and was touching on me, leading to a hookup.
When I had gotten pregnant, we were separated. He was with another lady. So every time he comes over, he don't know how to keep his hands to himself. Even if I'm in a relationship, he still does. But while I'm separated, I do love him. I want all my kids to be here.
So you were with another man?
Yes, I was.
In a relationship, and then Mr. McCarroll came over and touched you, and then you got pregnant.
Surprise! The other potential father, Mr. Perkins, takes the stand. Is he the one who got Ms. Bryson pregnant during her break from Mr. McCarroll?
All of this doubt centers around this other man you were with.
Yes.
He's here, and I want to hear. Jerome, will you please escort him in the courtroom?
But Mr. Perkins says he doesn't believe he's the father because Ms. Bryson told him she was 99% sure that McCarroll was the dad.
Do you believe you are Zylan's biological father?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Why?
Because at the same time she was with me, she was messing around with him and lost my train of thought just thinking about the stuff.
It makes you upset?
Yeah, because I found out that she was messing around on me. So she told me she was 99% sure that he was the father. And
the timeline is an absolute disaster. She admits she slept with Mr. Perkins. Then just 2 days later, she hooked up with Mr. McCarroll.
Well, we slept together also on April the 26th. That's the day that I split up with him. I split up with him. It don't make it right. I know that.
You split up with Mr. Perkins, and then 2 days later, you slept with Mr. McCarroll.
Judge Lake has the results for two potential fathers. Is it the Rick James reading Mr. McCarroll or his ex's other lover, Mr. Perkins?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Perkins, you are not the father.
They do good at
but
tax
let you
time.
tell it you paid our rent for 5 and 6 months.
So that's when I was staying with you when you were on Tuckasegee. And as soon as I moved out, y'all got me because you couldn't
because you
continue to
gave
pay
me a
the rent.
bounce check.
No, I didn't give you a bounce check.
We were in a bind.
I canceled $400 of it. Mike had an $800 check, but I had to take 4 of it to move out of your house because I got tired of living in the situation.
This mother-daughter showdown is absolutely explosive. Mom isn't here for a DNA test. She's suing her own daughter for nearly $4,000 in alleged unpaid loans.
Ms. Scott McCrae, you are suing your daughter for $3,900 in unpaid loans.
Yes, Ron.
The daughter's wild defense? Her mom is just a pathetic old lady who can't hang on to her man and is secretly jealous and wants her husband toy.
Yes.
You say that your daughter's husband is a deadbeat, and you wish she'd leave this man and get off the system. Miss Scott, you say your mother was an addict when you were younger and now tries to act holier than thou. You believe that your mother is jealous of you and wants your husband.
To prove her insane theory, the daughter has forced her own mother to take a lie detector test to find out if she's secretly trying to steal her man.
Miss Scott, you petitioned the court for a lie detector test to know once and for all if your mother wants your man.
Yes.
Mom's proof the husband is a total deadbeat? She once witnessed him eat cereal multiple times in one night, and then he drank all the milk.
Why are you calling your daughter's husband a deadbeat?
If I have 5 children depending on me and they need things in the morning to sustain them while they're at daycare, and this man,
What's the
Toy,
things they need?
I was sleeping in their den. I watched Toy one night particularly. He went into the kitchen 3 or 4 times, and the whole night he was eating cereal.
The daughter claps back that her mom gave them a bounced check for rent, which got their family of 9 evicted. Mom says she had to take the cash to escape their chaos.
They do good at
but
tax
let you
time.
tell it you paid our rent for 5 and 6 months.
So that's when I was staying with you when you were on Tuckasegee. And as soon as I moved out, y'all got me because you couldn't continue to pay the rent.
Bounce check.
No, I didn't give you a bounce check.
We were in a bind.
I canceled $400 of it. Mike had an $800 check, but I had to take 4 of it to move out of your house because I got tired of living in the situation.
Daughter then accuses her own mother of sowing her royal oats and having relations on the couch where her 7 grandchildren could have walked right in on her.
Now, at the end of the year, we got in the bind. Oh, she met this man. Now, she's acting like a little high school girl while she was living with us, sleeping with him in the house. Like one morning, we getting the kids ready for daycare. If Toy wouldn't have walked in the living room, the kids would have seen her full moon.
I don't know if I want to know, but
having sex
with the children.
Having sex.
You're right.
But mom has her own dirt. She claims the deadbeat husband was once caught completely naked with another woman and almost lost a thumb in the ensuing chaos.
You really don't like your daughter's husband.
I don't respect him.
So your daughter, has he gotten anything right? Has he been faithful?
If she doesn't respect him, Your Honor,
My
then
daughter
why
has
is she
actually
always
come
touching
home
on him?
from the hospital and caught her husband naked in their house with another woman.
The daughter claims her mom is so obsessed with her husband, she once gave him a slobbery kiss on the cheek. Is grandma really this thirsty for her son-in-law?
About the day when we was in the home having a couple of drinks, Your Honor, she's about to leave. I walk her out to her car. Now, she got in her car, cranked it up, so of course, something just told me to, just look back out the door. She done got out her car, walked up to our car where Toy was sitting and kissed him on his cheek. A slobbery kiss. If he would have turned his face, that would have been tongue kissing.
The husband, Toy, finally speaks. He confirms his mother-in-law is always touching his chest and pouting, and he thinks she has a little crush and a little mental problem.
She always touching me on my chest.
What chest?
She always pouting on me. She always saying, do more than I can't. My son or the man I'm sleeping with come and do things.
God.
What? Came out the blue one day to even come and get me to come and pick up a tent for her.
A $30 tent.
Man she's sleeping with in the same.
Put that tent up.
The courtroom is on edge for the final verdict. Is grandma a Jekyll and Hyde man-stealer, or will the lie detector prove her daughter's accusations are just trash?
Ms. Scott McCrae, you were asked, have you ever made any sexual advances towards your son-in-law, Toy? You said no.
No.
And the lie detector determined that was the truth.
Yes, it was.
Ms. Scott McCrae. Mr. Patrick, in your court papers, you specify that you also had additional doubt. They're specifically around Larry. What are those doubts?
I think he's ADHD or something. You know what I mean? He doesn't listen. He's rambunctious.
He's a little boy.
And I hope he grows out of it someday. But I believe he's ADHD. Doesn't run in my family.
How do you
doesn't
know
run
that?
In her family.
This poor guy let a stranger rent a room, but the man mysteriously vanished after 5 days, right before his girlfriend, Ms. Pence, also disappeared overnight.
Mr. Patrick, you say 5 years ago you made a huge mistake by opening your doors to a stranger who needed a place to stay because that man betrayed you and slept with your girlfriend, Ms. Pence.
We had wanted to purchase another home. We met the gentleman, helped pay the bills and stuff. 5 or 6 days, and he up and moved out. And I questioned her. I said, wonder why he just up and left. Is it because me and you argue a lot?
She returned the next morning with her hair as a wreck, looking like she went through a hurricane, and then immediately confessed she did sleep with their former roommate.
Well, she doesn't show up until the next day, about 10:30 in the morning.
Really?
And her hair's a wreck. Looked like she went through a hurricane or something.
Ms. Pence, you got missing overnight?
I did.
Why was you gone all night? You know what I mean? What'd you do? Who was you with?
And what was her response?
She just was talking in circles, basically.
I confessed, Your Honor, at that time.
What did you tell him, Ms. Pence?
I had told him that I had slept with a gentleman that had been staying with us.
Her absolutely wild excuse for cheating? Mr. Patrick kept accusing her of it, so she decided to make his paranoid nightmare a reality.
I kind of went looking for him. Larry had continuously, from day one, accused me of cheating constantly. I had never slept with anyone else before that night. I had constantly, it has nothing to do with that. I never slept with anyone before that, never. You constantly accused me of it, and I kept telling you, you're gonna keep pushing, and it's gonna happen.
But where is this mystery roommate now? Ms. Pence conveniently claims she has no idea where he is and hasn't spoken to him once since their alleged one-night stand.
Do you know where to find him if he is the father?
No, Your Honor, I don't. I've never spoke with the guy after that night.
Never kept in touch with him after that night?
No, Your Honor. I couldn't tell you where he is right now.
The conception window is a complete disaster. She admits she slept with the other man on October 29th, then with her actual boyfriend, Mr. Patrick, just 5 days later.
A 5-day window between what?
From the date that she had slept with the other man.
Let's clear it. Ms. Pence, which day did you sleep with the other man?
October 29th was the date that I had slept.
Oh, yeah, we need to have that circle on the calendar as well.
I slept with the other gentleman on October 29th, 4 days later.
So that is just a 5-day window.
His other bizarre proof that one of the twins isn't his, the little boy is rambunctious, and ADHD doesn't run in my family.
Mr. Patrick, in your court papers, you specify that you also had additional doubt, and they're specifically around Larry. What are those doubts?
I think he's ADHD or something. You know what I mean? He doesn't listen. He's rambunctious.
He's a little boy.
And I hope he grows out of it someday, but I believe he's ADHD or
There's
something.
nothing wrong with Larry.
And so,
doesn't run in my family.
How do you
doesn't
know
run
that?
In her family.
A psychiatrist is brought in to school him on genetics, but even after the expert science lesson, Mr. Patrick stubbornly admits it doesn't help the doubt.
But it's a much more complicated picture than that, and that's not the entire story. So sometimes we can point to one gene, sometimes it's multiple, and sometimes it's the way that the genes interact with the environment, and sometimes the genes have nothing to do with it, and it's just something that, or during the delivery, or in that child's early childhood, that can affect how they learn. And sometimes it's just the environment, like with lead poisoning, for example.
Because he suspected more betrayals, Patrick forced her to take a lie detector test. First question, was there another man besides the roommate? She said no. Deceptive.
Ms. Pence, you were asked, did you have sexual intercourse with the man whom you cheated on Mr. Patrick with more than once? You said no. The lie detector determined you were being deceptive.
The courtroom is on pins and needles. Is Mr. Patrick the father of these twins, or will the lie detector prove to be the ultimate, devastating truth teller?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Patrick, you are the father.
I told you. Mother, I told you.
Girl, she messaged me basically saying that, you know, they was talking. He was her boyfriend as well. He didn't know me. I'm just
So you got a message out of the blue from another woman. And it says, he told me you were his ex and that you were pregnant, but you're and didn't know who the dad was.
Yes, ma'am.
This isn't his first reality TV rodeo. Mr. Silva from Love and Hip Hop is now in paternity court because he doubts he's the father of baby legend.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Silva, you were involved in a paternity case on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in support of your sister who took a DNA test to prove paternity of her child. You now stand here in court with your own case because you say there is absolutely no way you are the biological father of the plaintiff's son.
His absolutely unhinged philosophy on relationships. Mr. Silva declares it's okay for men to cheat because God created men to conquer, but women absolutely cannot.
I grew up loving women, loving sex.
You grew up loving sex?
To me, I always felt like it was okay for men to go out, have sex, and, cheat, come home to their family, and women can't go out, have sex, and, come home, and especially with a baby.
Judge Lake was not having it, shutting down his bizarre theory by hilariously asking, "What are we on? Game of Thrones?"
You aren't the only man that feels like that.
Well, Your Honor,
God
created men to conquer, to overrule, and women cannot empower men.
What are we on, Game of Thrones?
You see what I did?
His doubt first ignited when he caught her texting her ex. He snooped on her phone only to find she had changed her password and locked him out.
Your Honor, we were broken up for 4 weeks, Your Honor. I caught her texting her ex. I caught them texting multiple times. She claims they're just friends. One day, I just decided to try to go in her phone, and she changed her password on me. She was in the bathroom when I was trying to get in there, and I typed it in wrong, so I tried 2-3 more times until it locked me out. So when she finally got out of the bathroom, I was like, so you're seeing your ex and you changed your password. What you gotta hide?
But she fires back with a jaw-dropping bombshell. Other women text her phone talking about our boyfriend. Is this man living a triple life?
And that's exactly.
But my whole thing is like, why do you keep asking me what I have to hide when every single time I turn around, it's another female texting my phone like, I was just dating I was just dating your boyfriend. Your boyfriend is my boyfriend, our boyfriend. Like, what you mean?
Wait, what?
Boyfriend.
While they were broken up for a month, he saw her on Snapchat, turning up, getting lit with men. So how could he possibly believe the baby is his?
Mr. Silva, how long were you broken up before she told you she was pregnant?
Was broken up for about 3-4 weeks, a month, and I didn't hear from her. So at the time, she gets booked to model and promote events. That's what she loved doing. So on her Snapchat, she's turning up, getting lit with men, drinking, smoking. So how do you expect me to believe that you've been gone for 3-4 weeks?
He claims he felt totally pressured by her whole family to sign the birth certificate right there in the hospital, even with all his doubts swirling.
None but her family was there. I was by myself. I came in. As soon as the legend was born, the doctor came in the room straight to me and gave me the paper. I didn't want to make her look bad. So
so you signed the birth certificate.
Yes. I felt pressure to sign this.
And if you start talking about DNA tests and not signing birth certificates, it sheds a negative light on her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then she comes with the ultimate receipts. Another woman messaged her, exposing text where Mr. Silva told this other girl that Reeves was pregnant but didn't know who the dad was.
Girl, she messaged me basically saying that, they was talking, he was her boyfriend as well. He didn't know me. I'm just
So you got a message out of the blue from another woman. And it says, he told me you were his ex and that you were pregnant, but and didn't know who the dad was.
Yes, ma'am.
His pathetic excuse for trashing her to another woman he was seeing? Oh, he was just being grimy because he thought she was playing him.
Did you tell this woman that she was pregnant, but she didn't know who the father of her child was?
Your Honor, I told her that she was pregnant, and I told her that she wasn't pregnant by me, but the whole thing, I just said that out of, just being grimy.
His final heartless ultimatum is laid bare. I want this child to be mine. But if he's not, then she gotta kick rocks. She gotta go.
I want this child to be mine, and I really, hoping that the results saying that I'm his father, because if he's not, then she gotta kick rocks, she gotta go. I can't look at her the same, I can't respect her.
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Will this hypocritical king be proven a father after all, or is his girlfriend about to kick rocks out of his life for good?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Silva, you are the father.
I was working. I was tired.
No, he wasn't worried about my pregnancy because he was busy getting someone else pregnant.
I was working.
So wait a minute. At the time Miss Kingsbury was pregnant, you had someone else pregnant as well?
Well, yeah, you can say that.
So you wasn't sleeping too much.
Ms. Kingsbury says they plan to have baby Chance together, but now Mr. James, her supposed first love, is completely denying his own son.
Miss Kingsbury, you say you were in a romantic relationship with the defendant, Mr. James, planned to have a child together, but when your 11-month-old son, Chance, was born, Mr. James turned on you and began to deny paternity.
Well, me and Mr. James, we plan to have our son, plan to have a child together. So that's what hurts me.
His big defense? Undeniable medical evidence. But he also casually admits he was never actually in love with her, just thought she was a very nice woman to have a baby with.
Mr. James, you say you had stopped all intimate relations with Miss Kingsbury during the window of conception. You say you can prove this is not your child with undeniable medical evidence.
The trust was shattered after she told one little lie about getting a ride from a male customer. This single lie then spiraled into wild rumors of her hopping out of cars with other men.
We had an incident about me lying about something. That's when he stopped, I guess, wanting to be serious with me.
You're right.
That's when all the... Oh, I lied about a way that I got to work. I didn't tell him who took me. I lied about... I told him that it was my sister who took me, but it was a customer of mine. I asked him if he can give me a ride to work.
Jaw-dropping bombshell. While Ms. Kingsbury was pregnant with their supposedly planned baby, Mr. James was out getting another woman pregnant at the exact same time.
I was working. I was tired.
No, he wasn't worried about my pregnancy because he was busy getting someone else pregnant.
I was working.
At the time Miss Kingsbury was pregnant, you had someone else pregnant as well?
Well, yeah, you can say that.
So you wasn't sleeping too much.
And how did she find out about the other baby mama? He chased her down the street in his car after a fight and just screamed out the window, "That's why I got someone else pregnant."
But I wasn't talking to her at that time either, though.
Yes, he was.
At the
he
point,
moved on after pregnant.
Yelling out.
I stayed at his house the night before. That morning when we got up, me about diabetes, I'm a diabetic. Traded, and I walked out his house, and I walked to my house. He jumped in his car and proceeded to follow behind me and yelled out the window, "That's why I got someone else pregnant."
Despite all that unbelievable drama and him having another pregnant lover on the side, Mr. James was still there for Chance's birth and signed the birth certificate.
Were you at the hospital? Did you participate in the birth?
Yes.
You did?
Yes, I right down he was born.
He was.
But not her C-section, but when he was there, I was holding him. I seen him pee-pee.
He signed the birth certificate. He signed the birth certificate and everything. He did.
Because I thought
my
that's
son
the right
has his
thing
last
to do.
name.
His undeniable medical evidence is finally revealed. Baby Chance was born with the sickle cell trait, which Mr. James arrogantly insists no one in his family has.
Even though I had my doubts, as a person, I believe in God, whatever like that. I believe as a man,
the doubt is
responsibility. I think when he was like 2 months, the sickle cell trait.
Okay, Chance was born with the sickle cell trait.
Yes.
The sickle cell.
Now, let's talk about some evidence.
When I heard about the sickle cell trait, I did my research with that trait. I had to be a carrier, or somebody on my side had to be a carrier. I don't have it, my mother
How
don't have
do
it.
you know you?
But wait, under questioning, Mr. James admits he's never actually been tested for the trait himself. He just assumes he doesn't have it because he's never felt sick.
Don't have it.
Because the doctor never said I had the type of trait, even though.
Have you ever gone in and been tested specific?
Not specifically. If I don't have it, if my mother don't have it, my dad don't have it. So somebody on her side of the family gotta have it.
I don't have it and my daughter don't have it.
A real medical expert is brought into the courtroom who schools him on basic genetics. Anyone can be a silent carrier. His entire medical evidence theory is on very shaky ground.
The genes for sickle cell disease are very simple. You get a gene for hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the red stuff in the red blood cell, and that's sickle cell disease is a problem with hemoglobin. So you get a gene for hemoglobin on the sperm from the father, and you get a gene for hemoglobin from the egg on the mother, okay? Absolutely, one of them has to have sickle cell trait in order for the baby to have sickle cell trait.
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Is Mr. James the father despite his medical evidence, or is his girlfriend about to be told to kick rocks for good?
It has been determined by this court. To James,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are the father.